After 2 weeks, it's Wednesday night. We all know what that means. Take it away, Connor.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We are here for our AEW Dynamite live reaction. It's been 2 weeks, but we are back at it again for our Dynamite live reactions. Tonight's Dynamite should be, I don't know what it's going to be like. I can't honestly tell you. But we'll see what it's going to entail. I know we got Owen Hart tournament qualifying matches maybe, or going into the tournament. This is going all towards Forbidden Door. As you can tell by the thumbnail, we got Pac and Claudio. Nala Bros and Chris Statlander. We got a bunch of stuff. I don't know if it's going to be good, bad, or what it's going to be. But I do know starting first match tonight is MJF and Roosh. They did say that this match was going to be commercial free, I believe.
Oh, okay.
MJF and Roosh. I don't know why they're doing this match, but I feel like it's just to get MJF a win. But we'll see.
It's great to see MJF back in the ring.
First time in since World's End.
Yep.
I don't get why he's copying Wardlow. That's his design. The wolf stuff.
Yeah.
I
love that jacket though.
Like that's 100% Wardlow's design. And he's just copying.
Yeah. I know we're fixing to get ready for this match, but also tonight we have the AEW World Tag Team Eliminators between the EVPs against the Acclaim.
I've noticed in AEW they've been doing a lot of Eliminator matches here recently. A lot of Eliminator matches for whatever reason. Like the Continental Championship, Okada hasn't defended that in a while. But the tag, like ever since the Young Bucks won them at Dynasty, they haven't defended them one time. It's just been Eliminator matches. I think Toni Storm, she's been doing a lot of Eliminator matches, but I don't get the sense of doing Eliminator matches if there's never, like, no one ever wins an Eliminator match. Like the champion always wins, so I don't get the sense of why keep doing them if we already know the champion's going to win. Like they need to have some type of upsets to make it interesting.
I agree. I mean, Tony's been pretty high on the Eliminators match lately, so he's been high on those.
He's been doing them for maybe a year or two now, but right now he's heavily doing them. Like this is not the UFC. Like no matter how much you want it to be, like he did that with the interim championship stuff.
Yep.
AEW will never be the UFC. Wrestling will never be UFC. Like it's two different animals of the sport.
Exactly. I mean, that's like at the apple and the oranges. You know?
But personally, the Young Bucks should lose tonight.
Oh, I hope so.
Just so it's like these Eliminator matches aren't old. Like at the pay-per-view for Double or Nothing, they had Jon Moxley against Nikeshita. And Moxley always wins. And he beat Nikeshita for no really good reason. Like
there's that MJF strut. And the ravishing.
We'll say MJF looks still good in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta chop off.
I didn't even say his Roosh. I wonder what their plans are for Roosh because the LFI group with Preston Vance and Release to Go, they kind of I don't know where Preston Vance is at or where Jalisco is at. They released Jose the assistant.
Yeah, everybody. Oh.
I would think they would have plans for Rush. If not, they're waste. That's a waste if they don't have any kind of major plans.
Because I kind of figured that he's not going to win this match. That I don't really see MJF losing.
No.
Unless Adam Cole or someone crosses him, but Adam Cole isn't even clear to do anything yet. So, like, who's the international champion? Will Ospreay?
Yeah.
See, they got the whole thing, because I was really hoping that Will Ospreay, once he won the title, he would be doing his own stuff with that. But now they put him into the world title picture just because, really.
I know what you mean.
Because the international title really fits Will Ospreay. Like that fits him to a T.
I agree. I totally agree with that. And that's somebody that's believable defending that title internationally.
They kind of put themselves in a no-win situation because Swerve doesn't need to lose the title right now, and Will Ospreay. The only way that's going to work is Don Cal or someone has to cost Ospreay or something.
You could be right about Don Callis, though. You could be right about him.
Just to make it. I like Will Ospreay, but Swerve needs to have a good run with that. Like, they can't just give it to him and then have a mid-run and just take it off of him.
Right.
They gotta make him being the first African American champion for a reason, not just because. I would hate for them just to put the title on him just so they could say that they had an African American champion. Which Swerve's a good talent. He's good on the mic. He's got a good character. There's no reason There's no reason he can't be booked good.
Yeah.
Deshaun Lee, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us.
Sean, thanks for watching. AEW never brings any facts like Wyatt 6 ever after Team Rush debut on the new show. AEW has never really done anything like the Wyatt family type stuff. The closest they ever got to that was the Dark Order with Brody Lee.
Yeah.
That was the closest they've ever got to that. Just AEW style, I don't know if we'll ever have anything like that in AEW. Well, Malachi Black's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like they got him with handcuffs. If they unleash those handcuffs, we could see stuff like that in AEW. But Brody Lee's stuff was the peak of that, I feel like, or House of Black, or maybe Matt Hardy a little bit, maybe to a little bit. But the Wyatt 6. I'm curious to see what they do with that.
Me too, man. That was probably one of the best endings to Raw ever.
Yeah, Monday, besides the Chad Gable stuff I was pissed about, the show was really good top to bottom. I mean, that was probably one of the best Raws of the entire year.
I think so.
They got a good crowd tonight. They're in Fairfax, Virginia, and they got 4,147 tickets sold.
That is a decent sized crowd.
Here recently, they just been getting that 1,000 to 2,000 people. So this is a pretty good. This is a pretty good night for Dynamite.
Yeah.
Me and Chris will be going to. I don't know if I've even mentioned it on here. That me and Chris are going to Collision in Southaven, Mississippi again.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. I think I did mention that though before. I think it was about the day after we bought the tickets.
Yeah, in May then.
Because I remember I said it out loud though and all that.
Well, that's awesome.
It was, and you know what else? It's going to take place 6 days after AEW Forbidden Door.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I got my signs ready. I don't know if you guys seen them yet or whatever.
What you got?
The first one that says, been waiting 1,641 days.
That's a nice sign.
And the other, come to the learning tree, Chris Jericho. It's free. I remember,
Okay.
well, I remember watching a segment on SmackDown back in 2005. It was JBL and the BWO, and I remember when JBL accepted the challenge of the Blue Meanie, what we had on the guest on here a few months back. You know what he said to him? He said, "Come to the learning tree because this one is free."
That's a little memory on you, man.
I was watching it on YouTube, and I tell you, it was also the same night that Stevie Richards gave JBL a
Oh yeah, one of the best chair shots ever.
That had to be in 2005 or 6.
I think it was 2006. Oh, 2005, because that was right after the ECW pay per view.
Because they brought back one night stand in 05, so it had 05. Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah,
that was the receipt for making the Blue Meanie bleed.
Yeah, well, technically, or as they call it, real fight blood.
Yeah, the shoot.
Wyatt 6.
I gotta start.
Gamble.
They murdered pretty much half the roster. It was pretty sick though. I loved it.
I did see Carmelo Hayes. I don't know why.
There was Gunther, Carmelo. I think there was Gunther, Carmelo. There was, I believe,
Braun Breaker was one of them too.
Braun Breaker. Yeah. There was
I think I saw MJF slip. That's a botch.
Kofi was back there too. I think Kofi's one of the victims.
Yeah, they basically took out everybody.
Yeah, Braun Strowman was one.
And I thought Braun Strowman was supposed to be a part of the Wyatt 6.
That's what I thought too, but he was back there with all the rest of the bodies.
Maybe he must be one of those, what do they call it? Like what The Undertaker did when Austin Creed, Xavier Woods and Brody Lee or Luke Harper was part of the entrance, the Undertaker's entrance.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Kind of like that. But it's more like a part of the debut.
MJF is selling like a boss tonight, man. He is selling his ass off.
But yeah. And speaking of South Haven, Mississippi, they announced AEW Blood and Guts are coming to Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh.
Yeah, for Blood and Guts.
Yeah. And they announced it early too. I don't know why they have to do it right now though, but
not too far from you guys.
Well, yeah, but we can't go to that because due to Connor has other plans, and I'm desperate to go, but I don't want to ruin anyone's day.
Ruin anyone's day.
Well, I don't want to ruin anyone's. I mean, in case y'all haven't noticed though, and I know he said it many times, Connor has to go to SummerSlam. I think about 10 days after Blood and Guts.
I don't have to go. I want to go.
Right.
But I've still been thinking about going to Nashville because I've never missed an AEW event in Nashville ever. So I don't know. I might try to go.
Well, if you do, you let me know because I'm interested, and I know an airport that is from here where we are to Nashville within an hour nonstop.
I know Adam was talking to me about it because we went last year together. So, and it's Blood and Guts. I'm not really a fan of who they got in the. Well, they haven't confirmed who's in the match, but you can kind of see who it is from last week's.
Yeah.
It's Swerve and the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn versus the Elite. Now, I like the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn, but they couldn't have found anyone else for Swerve to team with. Anyone else? I mean, Billy Gunn's a legend. They Acclaimed they're a good tag team. They won the trios tag. But come on, I mean, Team AEW. Like this is essentially just like Double or Nothing. Team AEW versus the Elite. If Ed wasn't injured, I would say do Swerve, MJF, Edge, and Danielson.
That's a good idea.
Can't do that.
Well, technically, they're under their book. I think they're booked right now. The New Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club, the rematch.
What they should do, well, they kind of act like he's going to be on 5-on-5, but they want to swerve the team with the Elite, but that didn't happen. All right, MJF's busted open.
Where in the head? I didn't see it.
I think his nose is bleeding.
Damn. MJF is selling like a boss tonight, man.
All right, this should have all been a count out, right?
It's been way more than 10 seconds, dude.
It doesn't matter. You break it up now.
It's been way more than 10 seconds.
See, I can't really fault them for this because I've been in a similar position. You don't want to count them out because you know the finish.
Right.
But you don't want to look stupid. Then some wrestlers will say, just count them out. Well, you do that, you're going to have a lot of heat for that.
Oh!
Damn.
That's got to hurt.
Jeez.
MJF really laying it out tonight.
God, I told you, he is selling like a boss, man.
Rush or MJF?
MJF. I mean, MJF, he did the power driver to Rush earlier, but right now, golly.
Where are they at tonight?
MJF's been taking a lot of the brunt tonight of this match. He's been taking a lot of the brunt.
They're in Fairfax, Virginia.
I think that's Adam Page's hometown or home state, right?
Yeah, they did say that Adam Page was really close to returning. So
from suspension, if the EVPs allowed it,
I have a feeling he's going to team with because it make no sense for him to team with Swerve. Because the last time we saw him, he was the reason Swerve didn't win the title. He tapped out with Samoa Joe just because he didn't want Swerve to win.
Right.
And he attacked both referees.
Yeah. And then his first appearance back, he's going to team with Swerve. It makes sense for him to team with the Elite, even though they suspended him. Not really, but even though they suspended him, they got something that he wants, and that's to beat up Swerve. And they can offer him that in the blood.
Exactly.
Well,
all right, we got MJF doing some offense.
Well, as I said, this is. Oh, he's biting him.
Sick.
Brad with a good question in the chat.
Sick human being. Who are you guys going for? Swerve or Ospreay? I like Ospreay, but I'm going to go Swerve. I feel like an all-in, it could. Well, they did say the winner of the Owen Hart tournament would go on to face the world champion at All In.
Yeah.
Now, they haven't really. Well, there you go. MJF has won.
MJF gets
his first match back and his first match officially back in AEW 2024.
That was a pretty good match. Yeah, I like Ospreay, but I would hope he's not in the Owen Hart tournament with Ospreay. I would hope not, because you already got one shot. You don't need another shot. But they haven't really said who's all in the tournament. I feel like I don't want to see Hangman and Swerve again either, because we didn't see that. We haven't seen that two or three times now. But
with you, I'm going for Swerve also.
I like Ospreay. I think he will be world champion one day, but I prefer Swerve to win. And if anyone's going to beat him, it'd be MJF or Adam Cole or maybe Hangman. I don't know.
It should be MJF.
Who the hell is this supposed to be?
Yep. I think, did MJF really say some stuff about the EVPs in a bad way or a good way or what? I don't know.
Probably in a bad way, not him. He's ever liked the Young Bucks.
MJF's just looking at this like, who the hell are you in the mask?
I'll give it to MJF, dude. I mean, I haven't seen him sell that much in a match in a while. Usually he has most of the upper hand in the match.
He's playing this baby face, so he's having. Normally the baby faces in the match most of the time take a lot of the punishment.
Yeah.
When you're a heel, you try to cheat and this and that, but But in that match, he really laid it out there. First match back. That was a pretty good decent. That was a pretty good first match to open the show.
Great opener.
Last week's Jack Perry and Dustin.
The ladder match.
Oh
Why
boy.
does these graphics look a little bit like something I saw on Monday?
I don't know.
Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. Last year it was Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. Or was it Bryan Danielson? I don't know. It was one of the two.
Kyle. Kyle just having fun right now. Two words of the day today. Not one. Two.
I like how they've been using Kyle O'Reilly a lot. And they've been having him lose a little bit, but he's not lost all the time. He's all right. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was great. Get your ass out of here.
All-Star 8-man tag. Damn.
Those EVPs are gonna have something up their sleeves and whatever. Even
I'm sure of it.
That's the reason why I do not. First I don't like MJF, but now I don't like the EVPs now.
I thought you never liked them.
Well, I don't know how to say this, Mr. Jacobs, but when they first, all I do know, you know how they are, faces, heels, and all that, good guys, bad guys. I mean, we already discussed about this many times, but still, yeah. But as of right now, and even though they're in storyline, I don't like them.
That's understandable.
I've never really,
trucks.
I've never really liked. I mean, I've liked the Young Bucks in their matches, but they've just never been one of my like all-time favorites. Like to me, I prefer Heyman and Kenny Omega as a tag team over the Young Bucks. Or Pride and Powerful. Like that's a team that they fumbled. Santana and Ortiz.
100%.
But I mean, the Young Bucks are good in the ring. They've never been personally my favorites. But.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I mean, I like the Young Bucks. I've always thought they're so much better as heels. I love them as heels because they play the douchebags perfectly.
Ooh. Yeah, those EVPs, Young Bucks, the God-given names, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, whatever you like to call them. Yeah, I'll just say that though, they're no good. What you said, you know.
Douchebags.
Yep.
They know they're douchebags. They're relish in it.
Yeah. I don't know what's up. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen now, but I don't know what's going to happen. I know we're on commercial break right now. Well, on their end, but let me just say this though. This is probably I think this is on July 24th. This will be the 4th annual Blood and Guts. And since they announced it though, now I'm really pumped up for this. How do they always say it? Even though it's it's time to go to war.
It should be pretty interesting this year. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. 2 years ago it was the BCC and the Jericho Appreciation Society. Last year was the old elite and the BCC again. This year, what's going to be? We're going to have to find that out though coming up soon.
Yeah.
We do know it's the new elite, but we don't know who's going to be the fifth member. And to answer the question, I forgot that someone asked. I don't know anything about Swerve or Will Ospreay. I mean, I know Will Ospreay has got. Well, he thinks he has like what me and Connor's got, and Swerve. He's a good rapper, good wrestler, and he has Prince Nana, the manager, to do the dance. And even though he got the Gates in Agony and now they just dissolved him, I feel real sorry for him. So, I'm just gonna have to go with Will Ospreay on this one. Sorry, Swerve.
Oh, hot take, hot.
I really hope MJF's Forbidden Door opponent isn't going to be that guy in the mask that they showed on the Titantron, like the guy with Brian Cage and them.
Yeah.
I hope that's not his Forbidden Door opponent.
Or maybe it might be MJF versus your guy, Connor, Brian Cage.
I've already seen it. I already know he's going to win. I already know Brian Cage doesn't win. Because Brian Cage...
They're dropping the ball on him, man. I got to say that, too.
And he's stupid. He's signed until 2029. I like Brian Cage and Aki, so that's stupid. Like he should at least be into like the TNT Championship or maybe not the World Championship, but I mean.
And here's another thing though about Will Ospreay. He has never been, well, besides the international champion, he has never been a international star who is a world champion in the United States. Or did I miss anything?
No, that's true. He's never held gold in the United States. Like New Japan, that's different. He's world kind of gold in New Japan.
And he was born in New Zealand, right? Or is it Australia?
I think he's Australian.
Well,
I could be wrong.
Or maybe New Zealand. But let's just say somewhere in between. He has never been a world champion in the United States.
Correct.
But he has been a world champion everywhere else, whether it's his home country or Japan.
Yeah, he's world top shelf gold everywhere else, just not here in America.
Yeah. And plus, so technically. Oh. Yeah. So still, yeah. So yeah, let's just find out Will Ospreay can do what can he accomplish in the United States that he cannot do, that he can't already did internationally this 1 week from Sunday, or 10 days. I think it's 10 days.
I think right now the title he has now, I think, is the first piece of gold he's actually like won and defended in America. I could be wrong, but I think I'm correct about that.
Well, in my view, in my view, it's the international. It's not a world champion or a world international champion, whatever you like to call it.
No, I'm saying like any kind of gold, whether any kind of gold belt, whatever championship that's available.
Well, that's true. I'll give you that. Well, anyway. I know we're on the segment right now, but in case anyone hasn't noticed, though, I did put a petition on change.org about trying to get Brian Pillman, father, Brian Pillman, to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame next year.
Oh yeah, I support that 100%. I would have signed it myself. So yeah, I'm with that.
As of right now, though, currently I'm almost up to 50 signatures.
Not bad.
Everyone signed it, including Pillman's sister and the aunt of Brittany Evans and Brian Pillman
Oh, that's
Jr.,
great.
King, Linda Pillman.
Also, the Pillman family signed it. Also, that's cool. All right.
And in case
Yeah.
I'm supporting Brian Pillman, even but I know this is a Brian Pillman Jr. shirt, but or
Yeah.
Lexus King. That's what they call him in
Lexus
WWE
King.
NXT.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Now,
totally support that, Chris. I know highly. I suggest anybody out there that's ever been a fan of Pillman, sign that petition. I mean, let's see this guy go in the Hall of Fame. Why not? I mean, he deserves it.
and as everyone's been saying over the past week since I made that video and posted everything, it's long overdue.
Damn right. I agree with that.
I mean, I know Brian Pillman never won a world champion, but in case you haven't noticed, and I know we're in the segment right now, did you know that Brian Pillman was the first ever WCW World Light Heavyweight Champion by defeating Ricky Morton?
Sure did.
That time, he was the first champion, well, first out of the four, but he defined the cruiserweights in WCW and soon to be WWE until they dissolved back in 2007 and bring back, you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, I think one of the first cruiserweight matches that they had on Nitro was him and I want to say Jushin Thunder Liger.
That's
Him and
correct.
Jushin Thunder Liger. That was
That's
probably one of
correct.
the best matches of the night.
And possibly one of the first ever, well, the very first matches of WCW Monday Nitro.
Yeah, that was the very first match.
Mall of America, Minneapolis, Minnesota, the world's largest mall in America.
Yep.
I wonder what's going to happen if WWE ever does that somewhere beside. Everybody's been talking about it, like, what happen? There's a wrestling event in Walmart or a wrestling event outside somewhere in the
I
store
mean, there's
property,
plenty of events outside of Walmart's. I've seen them.
and
Little
in video
independent
game version.
shows.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised where they'll hold a wrestling show. I've seen them in store parking lots. I've seen them in restaurant parking lots.
And you ever seen them? You ever seen a wrestling ring inside of Walmart? Huh? I don't know if you've
Not
seen it on
inside of
Facebook.
Walmart. I've seen one outside of Walmart, not inside. No,
Well, not the video game version. It was like the real thing, even or maybe
that's what I'm
one of
talking
those
about in
little.
real life. I saw on an event that they had the ring outside the Walmart.
Yeah. And I know Connor is not. I know Connor is not on here, but I'll say this: the AEZ Daily is making a comeback for the first time in what, months, and
Yep.
I'll be making my. And even though that I'll be the first one up, starting first day of the new week, Monday.
That's right. AEZ Daily will be making its return.
And in case the viewers need to know, and Mr. Jacobs, you already seen it on the Facebook group, I will be talking about Brian Pillman and why he needs to be inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's good. That's a good idea.
A good topic though. I'm trying to do whatever I can though to make sure he gets in the Hall of Fame. We seen Brett. If you look at the Hart Foundation, well, besides Owen Hart, since the widow of, can't take it with WWE. We've seen Bret Hart, the Hart Foundation of him and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the British Bulldog. They're all in the Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
Well, with the exception of Owen Hart, due to the widower Martha, Dr. Martha,
Right.
Stan, WWE, and all that, due to what it's been 25 years.
But yeah, I
But
totally support Brian Pillman going to the Hall of Fame. I'm pushing for that along with you and his family.
and I do hope that he does get to the Hall of Fame, and I do hope I get some of the credit though for it though, because even though everyone's been saying that he should be in the Hall of Fame, I'm going to do whatever I can to get him in the Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. Well, even though it's that's where WrestleMania is going to take place next year.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. He just said,
Spurs
did Will
like,
Ospreay just said, my house?
yep. What an insult.
I can't tell whose face.
Swerve was like, how dare you?
Oh, boy. I think that's Will Ospreay's.
Damn. Uh-oh. This just got real, folks. They're
Now, this is.
gonna
Now,
bring
I
up the
can't tell if
man's
it's
family.
personal or is it just a shoot?
That's part of the angle, trust me. That's what Swerve does, man. He gets in your head.
I really should start.
He'll bring up your family, he'll bring up whatever he can to get in your head. That's what he does.
He did do it. Well, he did do it though to Hangman Adam Page's kids. Well,
That's his way of working.
and he did do it to who was the other? Who was the other? Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne, yeah, he messed Nick Wayne up pretty bad.
Or what could be next?
What's going on there?
Excalibur doesn't say anything about the EVPs next thing. You know, Tony Schiavone will be like, oh, not them.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone, he is not a fan.
He was a fan, but now not anymore. Well, at least to the storyline, either, you know. That guy right there kind of looks familiar on this DraftKings commercial. That looks like Big E.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, WWE does work with DraftKings also. That'd be funny.
Well, it can't be. Well, it can't be Big E because Big E is not under. Well, we already know he's not under AEW contract or under.
Of course not. I'm just saying it'd be funny.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Connor's out though for the moment. I guess someone wants to win Raw, but never mind.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back, folks. Man. So far the show has been pretty decent. I'm not even gonna make my whole, I guess my whole judgment of it until the whole finish of it, the whole show. But so far it's pretty good. It's pretty decent. And
Indeed.
the opener was pretty damn good. MJF.
Indeed.
I mean, you know,
and
not
plus,
too bad.
and plus, for the first time though in a few weeks, I'm back on camera. I had to do some rearranging in my room and all that. Yeah.
It's all good. All good.
And plus, I had to put a small TV in here, and I'm already watching it right now. I'm watching Hulu on the Nintendo Switch, well, Hulu Live.
Oh, cool.
And as I mentioned, did you know Hulu can be on the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just never used it on Switch. I've always used it on my Xbox. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
On the go.
Indeed. I don't know, but anyway. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been on camera and all that. So here I am, back for the first time in 2 weeks. Even though, well, we all know 2 weeks ago, Connor, let's just say, medical issues. But I think I think you took over for that time, Mr. Jacobs, right?
Yeah. Deshaun Lee, how's it going? Well, it's going pretty good.
Doing good.
Going pretty good. And I haven't even eaten yet. I ate actually a ham sandwich a little bit earlier and some chips, but I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm thinking of door dashing it because I don't feel like cooking anything tonight. So
I got Uber Eats. Well, way out. Well, even on way out in the county.
nice pizza sounds good. I might order me a
What?
pizza later tonight.
What is this? Oh, it's a Titantron for TMDK. Have I seen them somewhere before?
All right, I'm back.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
here he is.
Oh, Connor's back. Yay!
I went to go do something, and then when I came back, my whole thing was froze off. So
Been there.
Me
I
too.
shut my computer down and come back in.
Zack Sabre Jr. finally getting some TV time.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I wonder what's better than like this whole 8-man tag.
8-man tag team all-star match.
Joe Henry.
Did someone say Joe Henry again?
Joe Henry.
I believe in Joe Henry.
I believe in Joe Henry too.
Was he on NXT just last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the first one eliminated, but for what it was, he got a really, 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 really big crowd reaction for someone who's not even signed.
That was
I
a
have
huge
no,
pop.
well, I don't know who he is though. All I know is that he's just a
All you
big
need to-
top heel independent star, if I'm correct.
He's in TNA, but whenever his contract's up with TNA, he will be with WWE. Ain't no way he's not.
This is
He's got
cool. They're working relationship now. TNA and WWE. I like that.
I think WWE will end up signing a few of their big names, but they're gonna do it in a way where they can send some of WWE's talent to TNA. I mean, they're losing talent, but they're trying to give them something uh, where they're not losing everyone. So like
Right.
they might sign Joe Henry, but they might send I don't know Trick Williams to TNA. I mean, you never know.
AJ Styles.
Yeah, like see, like that opens the door for a whole new because AJ Styles is someone that really put TNA on the map,
Yep.
and him having one more match in TNA and going into the TNA Hall of Fame, that kind of has to happen because when you think about TNA, I mean you can think of Sting or Kurt Angle, but a lot of fans are going to think of AJ Styles.
That's the first thing that comes to mind to me when I think TNA.
For me, the top four: AJ Styles, Sting, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe. Those are
Yep.
the main four. I mean, there's others like Booker T and Team 3D and
Amazing Red.
yeah, like, there's a lot of good people. But the main fours like WWE has Bobby Roode. They could send Bobby Roode to go into the TNA Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah.
Abyss,
Jay Lethal.
yeah, Abyss is in WWE. He doesn't really wrestle anymore. He's a producer for WWE, but this whole
Sorry.
promotion, it's got a lot of things can happen. I mean, AJ Styles is going to be at Noah in Japan. I don't know if you want to see
Yeah.
that. So if that can happen, he can go to TNA one day. Whoa.
I love that the Forbidden Door is not just open for AEW; it's open as well for WWE now.
Yeah, I think they'll work with. I don't know if they'll ever work with AEW. I hardly doubt that, but I think with a lot of these like GCW, like during WrestleMania weekend, they had like Shayna Baszler do GCW.
Yeah.
Then they had Shinsuke go to Japan for Great Muta's last match. Like
That was cool.
They've been doing a lot of. See, almost broke your foot again.
Oh my God.
He he missed that.
Dante, come on, man. Gotta be careful. He just came back.
Yeah, when he twisted it. I don't know what the ROH one where he twisted his whole foot.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I swear, it's just like every time now that he goes for those moves, I'm like, come on, be careful, man. Just be careful.
MJ. Yeah, I was saying I was hoping it wasn't going to be that guy, but I went back and watched, and it is going to be. I don't even know what his name is. I mean, I was hoping that MJF was going to be in the Owen Hart tournament, but I don't know. It's been an alright show. You needed to hit by a point for. I agree with Sean. How's it
Yeah.
guys? What did you guys eat tonight? I ate chocolate gravy. What about everyone else?
I haven't even eaten dinner yet, but I ate like a ham and cheese sandwich earlier with some chips. That was about it.
I ate some fries.
From the McBurglar.
Oh boy.
Where the fries from?
It's a store. Well, it's from a store that is about 5 minutes from here.
Oh, okay.
I could. We call it down. We call it here the beer store.
Mm-hmm.
The beer store. We got a beer store too.
But sometimes I usually get Uber Eats, but technically, due to my spending and all that, I decided not. I decided not to do it tonight.
Oh, I understand that completely. I can
Plus,
relate.
you know what you mean, though.
Yeah, sometimes it can. I do Uber Eats sometimes.
Well, we do. Here's another question, though. Since it's almost been about an hour now. We only have, and I wonder what's going to be the main event though for tonight. Is it going to be the tag team eliminator, or is it going to be the Owen Hart, men's tournament?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I know we got the Young Bucks versus the Acclaim, Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander, and Claudio and Pac.
Mm-hmm.
We got Daniel Garcia in action, and Daniel Garcia is not main eventing in action.
He will be.
That's
fair. Go ahead.
I would say the EVPs put themselves in the main event.
As always.
It's going to be that or Claudio and Pac, probably.
Yeah.
I almost forgot, though. AEW is supposed to come to Buffalo, New York, I think next week, if I'm right.
If they're smart, they'll have the Buffalo Bills there.
And we also know who lives in Buffalo, New York, Daniel Garcia.
True.
I wonder if the Dapper ever going to say, from Buffalo, New York.
Who's Dapper?
Daniel Garcia.
Dapper. Is that Justin Roberts? The Dapper.
Yeah, Justin Roberts, the Dapper Yapper.
I just forgot the name. All I did say.
He does have the best suits though when he does his announcement. He has some of the best suits. I'll give him that.
Besides like Howard Finkel or William Garcia, like he's always been one of my favorite.
He's a legit fan too.
Well, yeah. I know. Well, let me see. What about this other? What about the ECW commentator? What's his name? Joey Styles.
Joey Styles. Yeah, he was awesome.
Like a ring announcer.
Well, he's actually a commentator. You know what he always
did? It all, really. Joey Styles did it all.
Yeah, he was ring
announcer. As far as every now and then he'd do some ring announcing.
And as he always does on the commentator table, allow me when I say this. Oh my God!
We were just talking about him on Talking Elite, and you don't ever hear anything about him anymore.
He was so underrated, man. I'm telling you, he was.
His last appearance in wrestling really was 2006 when he left WWE. When he said he quit. That's the last time in wrestling anyone's ever saw like you never hear anything about him. Doesn't do anything.
It's like Backlash. I couldn't call Backlash.
he told Jerry Lawler that he couldn't take this mic and shove it because he quits.
That was awesome. That was an awesome moment. I remember watching that live, and I was like, "You tell him, Joey."
Me too.
That was a real shoot interview, kind of, because he
was on May 1st, 2006. I remember when he made his WWE commentator's debut at Tabo Tuesday, right after they fired again back then Jim Ross.
I should be ashamed for that.
Speaking of Jim Ross, though, at least he's out of the hospital now. He's doing pretty good.
That's good to hear.
Good thing he was there for Sting's final match before he had to go to the hospital a few weeks later.
How was that?
I know that meant a lot to him.
I wonder who Daniel Garcia is going to face next week in his hometown.
Probably Pineapple Pete.
Pineapple Pete. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Man,
that's a name.
Ever since Jericho stuff, like he made that post that he was leaving AEW. He wasn't really signed at all, but then after he left AEW, you haven't heard nothing from him. Like he doesn't do any. I don't know if he does any independent shows or I don't know what he does.
Yeah, he does independents.
Like that was the peak of his career.
And yeah.
Pineapple Pete, man.
And speaking of well, before we get back to the segment, let me just say this: if the Acclaim do come to South Haven, just like everyone else did in Memphis, I'm just gonna write a sign that says South Haven loves the Acclaim.
Of course.
That is, if the Acclaim are booked in Collision in South Haven. So, just saying,
If we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll jump the guardrail. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do it.
Don't write a check you can't cash, man.
We all know the Acclaim never been to Mississippi before, except for Max Caster. He was in Tupelo that time last year.
Yeah, for House Rules.
Yeah. I wonder when the Acclaim makes their Mississippi debut. I mean, they were in Mississippi in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, but that was during at the time when they were doing a food truck delivery or something.
Food truck delivery?
That's what I've seen on X. Well, Twitter.
What they were doing at the food truck.
It was them and the Guns. Well, Billy's sons.
Must been promotion.
I think that's his ex-sons now. He divorced his son.
That commercial. I'm sorry, but that commercial, that old lady just went like scarecrow mode. Anyway.
And we have the contract signing tonight.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I wonder if we're gonna see Will and and Chris Statlander get in the ring, or is Chris Statlander?
We have to.
Or as Chris Statlander doesn't have, doesn't have the guts to get in the ring due to that Stokely happening.
I know what you were gonna say, but she doesn't have the. Yeah. She doesn't have.
I don't know what to say though. I can't just say that, and I know I can't say what Vince McMahon says back then. What does he always say? The grapefruits.
Grapefruits.
Yeah.
Grapefruits.
Yeah, he.
I don't know what. And I do apologize out there to all the to all the females that I almost. It's just that I don't know what to say. I just forgot. I didn't say anything to that. All I said was she doesn't have the guts.
Yeah.
I didn't mean like she doesn't have what I mean.
With the balls.
Don't say that, Mr. Jacob. Never gonna be.
Of course, she doesn't have the balls.
Well, whoever says, I remember now. You guys remember back in 1999 when The Rock said to China and Billy Gunn, when Billy and China were heels and The Rock was a good guy.
Yeah.
I remember The Rock went like to China, or worse, he said to Billy, if you have the balls, and China, I hope you do too have the balls to get in the ring with the great one.
They used to rip her, man, but she was all woman, believe it or not. She was all woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first, like a lot of people questioned that, but she was just really, really, really like no other woman was like her during that time period. Like she was the first ever of her type of bodies, at least in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
with a bodybuilder figure.
Like
Know what you
nowadays, you
mean?
got Jade, you got Camille Brickhouse, Jordan
Yeah.
Grace. You got more of a variety of women like China.
What about Edge's? What about Adam Copeland's wife, Beth Phoenix?
I don't know if she has the body stature of some like Jade or China or.
Well, she did say in her Hall of Fame speech that she would, if China was still alive, she would love to meet her.
It's hard to believe that China was in TNA for like that was her last wrestling match in TNA.
Yeah.
Until tragic events happened. About what 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah, I hope they put her in the Hall of Fame or something. I mean,
Well,
she
they
was
did well as DX, but not.
Yeah, she's in the Hall of Fame with DX, but I
in.
like she needs to be there on her own, I believe.
I
Or at
think
least
with
in the Women's Hall of Fame, Women's Wrestling Hall of Fame. What do they call it? Women's Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame?
I believe.
Just saying, you know.
where are they? Okay. What is the object of this match?
It's called the eight. Well, it's called the 8-man tag team All Star.
None of these guys are like.
So I don't get the rules. I guess. Well, okay. So whoever makes the pin wins for their team, I guess.
I don't even know who's legal.
I don't know what could be next.
Like as a referee, you really got to pay attention because some referees like they'll just go with the flow, and whoever pins wins the match, and you're not even a legal person.
I have no idea who's legal right now myself.
Like
they're just going in and just getting in their shit right now.
Hang on a sec.
Kesha, I'm sure won this.
Last I know, Kakeshta was a legal person unless he tagged out without me seeing, unless it was a blind tag.
I'm back. Sorry, my grandma stepped in for a second.
Okay.
Oh.
Get
Dante going.
Damn, that was actually pretty good.
I think that was a blockbuster.
Mark Briscoe's he's the man of this match so far.
Yeah, that was a blockbuster. That was a total blockbuster.
Too bad there's no more blockbusters in business.
R.I.P. blockbusters.
Well, there's actually one still in business, but.
Zach and Orange.
Oh, that was actually a pretty good pin.
Oh, with the bridge.
Damn, that was actually pretty good.
That was dope. Now they're cooking. Oh. He just dropped Orange. That was great.
That wasn't even a legal man. You know that, right? Makeshta was a legal man, not a writer. Whatever.
I am totally lost on who's legal.
Whatever.
But what?
I don't know. Makeshta was a legal person, so technically this match is still going on.
That was a fun match. I gotta say that was a pretty fun match. A little bit confusing on who was legal, but
that was all over the place.
You gotta kind of watch and figure it out as it goes along, I guess.
I think they're even confused. I think they're a little bit confused about what. I don't know. This seems kind of awkward. Oh damn!
They're just looking at each other and I was like,
I see what they're doing. These are the most of these guys are the participants in the TNT ladder match.
Oh, gotcha.
Kesta, Briscoe, Jack Perry, Dante.
Jack Perry came out of nowhere. And look who's in the middle of the ring.
Okay.
Interesting.
Is it me, or is AEW's got a gym or something in the building?
I think it's probably like that training facility.
Like what WWE did back in 2002 when the Undertaker attacked David Flair.
Yeah. That's their performance center, I guess you can say.
Well, their very first before they got the WWE Performance Center 10 years later.
Yeah, it's like I guess that's the AEW's version of the performance center. Oh, here we are at Roosh.
Oh no!
We're gonna put him with that group. I hope not.
We were just talking about Don Callis get. See, speaking of the devil,
So
I
wonder what,
can see Roosh joining up with them though.
Oh no, not them.
so they just ditched LFI, I guess. I wonder what
Here
they're gonna
comes
do with Kalistico and Preston Vance now. Because
here comes the EVPs.
they've been on TV in quite a few months now.
Yeah. So Matthew and Nicholas.
You know what I
Oh
think? I think
man.
they're gonna come up with some. They're gonna come up with some good excuse though to get themselves out of the match.
Oh, look like they came to fight.
But let's find out. You know how they are, and they're EVPs.
They even got the Reeboks on.
The new Reeboks. I wonder if they still have them, or probably one of those.
I'm pretty sure if you want to buy yourself a pair, you could.
It's $180.
I'd rather buy Jordans. I'm not really a big Reebok guy though. I'm not really into Reebok. It's just not. I've never been into that brand.
Oh boy, here we go. And I think the EVPs are going to cut them off. Just watch.
Uh-oh.
They muted the mic.
They muted it. Oh man, those douchebags. Oh, look at that. I knew it. I knew he was back there pressing the buttons.
This is proud, man. This is proud.
This is great.
I knew they're going to do something. What a couple of
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
what a couple of jackasses.
That was just comedy gold right there, man. That was
Where's Billy
hilarious.
Gunn though? Anyway, I think the Jacks. I think the God-given names must have must have attacked him before the match. That's what they
Yeah, the
always
fans
do.
had to get a laugh out of that. Yeah, the loud crowd just laughing their asses off of that. That was hilarious.
I hope somebody would. I hope that Max Caster gets a rap once and for all by the time they get done feuding with the EVPs. Because this is gone. Wade, this is gone. This is gone. How long has it been going on? A few weeks now.
Yeah.
What's the? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna say it anyway. Even though they're probably either listening or not listening, they're in the ring right now live. EVPs, go screw yourselves, jackasses.
You tell them, Chris. Now the match finally starts. We hear the bell. Okay. Tony was so offended about it being called a dude. Dude? Really?
What happened to Anthony Bowens, by the way?
I'm not sure. Is he injured?
Who?
With his leg? I mean, what's up with his leg?
It looks like it's a hamstring.
Talking about Anthony Bowens.
Yep, he went right for it. He drop kicked him right in that leg.
As I said, a bunch of jackasses.
He had that. That
Now
was
we're
like
headed to commercial.
he was straight up targeting that leg. Hey, Darla, thanks for joining us.
Well, we got to say about the show so far.
I'm enjoying it. It's been a pretty decent show since the beginning up to right now. I've been enjoying it.
I
I
know
think
what
it's
you
pretty
mean.
good.
I hate to say this, Darla, but even though you love the Young Bucks, but they're a bunch of jackasses now. As EVPs.
I love how they're just being how everybody thought they were in the first place. You know, they're just. It's like It's like Mr. McMahon. You know, Vince was like, I'm just gonna be this arrogant asshole because everybody thinks I am anyway.
Oh,
My-
yeah.
Yeah, I think the show's been pretty decent. The opening match with MJF and Ruth was pretty good, but later they announced whoever that guy in the mask was in that backstage promo with Brian Cage and Gates of Agony. That's going to be MJF's opponent for Forbidden Door. Personally, I think that's kind of a mid match for MJF. MJF is basically AEW's top guy, and he's going against. Really, that's a jobber, really, compared to MJF. Like
Compared
MJF,
to him, yeah.
MJF star power, especially pay per view. Like this is not just a TV show, like a weekly show. It's a pay per view. Normally, pay per view should have bigger matches, but
Yeah.
the Swerve and Ospreay was pretty good. That 6-man or whatever it was, the 8-man All Star. I thought it was a pretty decent. It was all over the place, but it was a overall pretty fun match. I think it's been a good show so far. Missed the first match.
I agree.
Yeah, MJF and Rush had a really good match. MJF really brought up everything he had his first match back.
And commercial free on the first match.
But kind of like what Amar says, who's on Easy Can Talking Elite. Then what? So they had a really good match. So now what? Now was their
Yeah.
plan? Now they're putting him against a jobber basically. So I wonder what their plans for him for Forbidden Door is for long term because MJF is AEW's top guy probably.
Yeah.
I mean they
And you
got
mentioned it a while ago. You mentioned it a while ago with MJF doing this total baby face run right now, where he's taking all the brunt of the match and then making that triumphant comeback and then nailing the 3 count. I mean that's baby face 101.
I prefer MJ as a heel really, just because it's more exciting. I feel like, but
Yeah,
I don't know what their end all goal is for him right now because they're not doing the Undisputed Kingdom stuff. Them doing what they did at Double or Nothing was kind of them writing that off for a little bit because Adam Cole is not cleared. Uh,
yeah.
they got him going against a jobber basically at Forbidden Door, so I don't know why he's not in the Owen Hart tournament.
You think they may have him working his way up like everybody else? Maybe his character wants to do that, or like because his main goal is to get back to that heavyweight title. That's his main goal,
Yeah. Which they haven't
and
really
maybe they doing it slowly.
put out a bracket for the Owen Hart tournament.
Right.
And right after Forbidden Door is All In, so they got to have a big opponent for MJF at All In. They can't just put him against anybody because I don't know. We'll see. I really think that at All In it should be Swerve and MJF really.
Exactly. I mean, it could be a huge swerve, no pun intended. It could have it. They can have it look like MJF is going to face one person when it's going to end up being somebody totally different.
Yeah. But right now,
And it,
MJF, he's really the main interesting thing in AEW. Since he's came back, a lot of people have their interest for AEW is reunited. I guess you'd say. As,
yeah,
but I really want heel MJF back pretty soon.
I do love the Hill MJF. I mean, he is like comedy gold. He like the comic timing on him when he's playing the Hill is just on point. I mean, and you love to hate him. It's like he knows just how he knows the right things to say to insult the crowd and press those buttons. And I mean, I think it's hilarious. I think he's better as an asshole personally.
Some wrestlers are better at certain characters, and MJF was not meant to be a good guy. He was meant to be a bad guy.
Yeah,
And I don't know why they ever turned him face. Because when he's a heel, it's more interesting, more exciting. Because you want to see what he's
yeah,
going to say. Like the reason everyone liked
exactly.
MJF is because of his promos and what he said and how controversial he got and how
Yeah,
his stories. Normally, his stories were the best, like Wardlow, Punk, Danielson, um, Darby, Cody. He had a lot of good feuds. So, but
yeah.
hopefully they got a good plan for him at All In, and not
I think what
just.
they're doing right now with this character. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, what are you gonna say?
I think what they're doing right now with this character is they're making him like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of AEW. Like he's not a good guy,
Yeah,
he's not a bad guy. He's just out for MJF right now.
yeah. But hopefully they got something for him at All In because the Forbidden Door stuff is kind of mid. I'm not. I mean, I like. I'm sure the guy and the Lucci guy, he's a pretty good wrestler, but I mean, for MJF, that's a jobber. Like that's like putting
Yeah,
Stone
for
Cold.
him.
Yeah, like, that's like putting Stone Cold against him. Like Stone Cold would kill him in 2 seconds. But they haven't really put out a bracket for the Owen Hart tournament. I know we got Claudio and Pac. I guess that's supposed to be in the tournament. I don't know.
Oh, that was an awkward landing by Bowens. That was that could have went wrong in so many ways. Yeah, because they've been targeting Bowens' leg all match long. It's like that's all they've been focused on most of the time. Oh, dumbasses. That's hilarious.
Finally, thank God.
Someone actually wins the eliminator match. Wow.
You got the mic drop on them. Oh, the young bucks, dumb, those idiots. That was hilarious.
So someone finally wins an eliminator match. Finally.
Yep, Billy Gunn.
They're not gonna
I'm
beat them.
sorry. No.
What?
I'm about to say I'm sorry because Taz is all saying daddy ass. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna call that man daddy ass. I am not gonna do that. I'm a grown man. I am not gonna call him that. He's gonna be Billy Gunn. That's his name. Oh, the books are pissed. They are not happy.
Yeah, but you know what I think? I think they're gonna say something like you don't deserve it for a reason or something. Or maybe Anthony Bowens might have pinned the illegal man. Because I know the EVP's got some good excuses.
Well, they'll find a way to throw a monkey wrench in there. John Hook. I like that shirt Joe has on his new shirt. That's pretty cool. Is it me or do you feel like Samoa Joe is gonna turn on him eventually? Samoa Joe's gonna like choke him out or something one of these days.
Probably so.
I mean, look at his track record. I mean, look at
Normally Samoa Joe's doing the turn on everybody.
yeah.
Look at normally he turned on he's turned on a lot of people in the past, so it's kind of hard to.
Almost everybody he's worked with, just about.
Oh great. She can't tell whose side she on.
Oh God, she is so annoying.
Mariah May.
Yes. Cute as all hell, but she is annoying.
I can't tell if she's annoying to Tony Storm or annoying to Mina. She can't tell who she is, who's she in anyway.
But the Tony Storm, she's just a minion, I think. You know, a hanger on.
That Australian Marilyn Monroe look-alike. That's why I always call her. An Australian Marilyn Monroe look-alike.
She does look a lot like Marilyn Monroe. We got Luther coming out. I love seeing him come out, man. I mean, anytime Luther gets some TV time, I'm down with that.
Now, how is this supposed to work? The other girl can't speak any English, can she? I guess Mariah
I
May.
don't know.
Because Mariah May's kind of been with, like they've been together a little bit, like in matches and stuff. Like she'll make the save or something. So I'm guessing Mariah May will kind of be her translator in this, maybe. But there ain't no way she ain't beating Tony Storm.
No.
Tony Storm is finally getting the run that she deserves. She hasn't even talked. How are you going to tell someone to shut up when they never even talked? I don't think Tony Storm said a word, did she?
Oh. Well, I guess she does speak English. Hmm.
That.
Got soft. I like soft Tony Storm.
Well, she is women's champion, so she's not too soft.
She's gotten comfortable. But this, she has a point though.
At least she gets the job done. I mean, she's been champion for over 200 days, so.
That's a true fact.
But what I was going to say was she's finally gotten the run that she deserves. Like, her first run was interim champion, but then they counted it later. Her second run, they gave it to her and took it off. This run, she's held it for 200 days, has had a lot of good matches. Not many good, like, the only good story I can think of is Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah, that was a good story.
The Thunder Rosa one was okay. The Serena Deeb was okay. Like the matches were good, the stories were okay. But this is the run that she deserved. First time she won it. But I'm glad that they're giving her the run that she should have always had. Like Toni Storm is probably the best women's signing of all time in AEW. In ring, character, mic.
That's the thing. I mean, you can see what WWE missed out on, what they didn't see. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if Vince wasn't in charge, we probably would have gotten something different.
Yeah.
But that was not official before. Saraya?
Are they turning this into a lesbian triangle now? What is going on? Like, you have to choose her or me.
Yeah. I would probably pick the champion. Not gonna lie.
I'll go with the champ.
Who is that? Is that Anna Jay? Yeah, it's Anna Jay.
Yep.
I smell a 3-on-3 match, 6-man tag or 6-woman tag.
That sounds fun. I'm down for that.
Which Saraya beat Mariah May pretty recently, I think. So, all right, we're gonna put it through that table.
Somebody's got to go through it.
You can't have a contract signed without someone going through a table.
Exactly. There you go.
Or maybe no one's going through it. I've never seen a contract signing when no one goes through it.
Oh, Tony with the shoe. What's a heel?
Well, that was kind of a. That may not have been the right way to set up a table, but.
Oh. Well, luckily, Tony Storm's ass took a lot of the brunt of that table. So. I think that was on purpose, too. That was funny. I mean, you have to have, if you're going to have a table in every contract sign, somebody's got to go through it. You have to. It's like bringing a cake out there. Somebody's going to have to go through that. Somebody's going to have cake in their face, you know?
Yeah, you never. You see a cake around. The only wedding that did like a wedding, Randy Savage, and this was like that didn't go in. Like I don't think that was in Shambles, was it? I think it went like
Well, the Jake the Snake's Damien came out of the cake. I remember that.
Actually,
right.
came out of the present.
I thought it was the cake. Okay, it's the present. I thought it was the cake.
It was a present because when I was watching the Tombstone, the history of the Undertaker, when I was watching the first scene of the Undertaker's debut, when Miss Elizabeth opened up the present, Damien came out. The wedding gifts, I mean.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
I didn't watch. It didn't have. I didn't. I never watched the full segment of the. He was. I know it was back in 1991. And plus I wasn't even born that time. I hope the EVPs doesn't have any good excuses though of what's going on, of what's going to happen though between now until their title matchup against the Acclaim. And I do hope we get to hear Platinum Max Caster roast EVPs. I want to hear that.
as long as EVPs are in the match, they're going to mute his mic.
Yep.
Jack Perry can cut that mic off, or Okada, or Brandon Cutler, Michael Nakazawa maybe. I haven't seen him in a while.
But I thought Michael Nakazawa was the Kenny Omega's friend or associate or whatever,
Yeah, I feel like Brandon Cutler is more towards the Elite, the Young Bucks, and Michael Nakazawa is more towards Kenny Omega. So that kind of because
I hope, and I do hope we get to see Kenny Omega back. I mean, I know he's not medically cleared. Plus, as we all know, he's diagnosed with what was it again? It's some sort of letter D. What'd you say, Connor?
Diverticulitis.
That's the one. I can't pronounce it.
Oh yeah.
He did have surgery like a month or two ago. He's going to be out for a long time. The type of surgery that he had is pretty
severe.
Yeah, that's a pretty big surgery to have. So
yeah.
at least he made technically only one appearance live, but technically two appearances. So at least he's going to be out this entire year probably. Which sucks to say that, but it's probably true. 2024 will be your year probably.
Well, I hope Kenny Omega.
Wish him the best.
Yeah, I just hope Kenny Omega will hurry to come back soon because I know he had surgery. I'll give you guys that. It's just that I can't stand it with the Young Bucks taking control.
Well, if it wasn't for Edge being stupid and breaking his foot, like the perfect blood and guts, if it was 4-on-4, the Elite, Swerve, MJF, Adam Copeland, Edge, and either Danielson or Ospreay. Probably Ospreay.
Dude, yeah.
That seems
and
like
I agree. I agree. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that whole spot was even necessary with Edge or Adam? Exactly. I agree.
Like he even said himself that he doesn't want to be diving off ladders or. This is I don't know about that tournament.
Well, at least we all know who's in the tournament, except we don't know who the wild card is.
Really, Jeff
Jarrett.
Really, Jeff Jarrett. Out of anyone you could have picked.
Jeff Jarrett.
I like Jeff Jarrett, but
I hope. Well,
I can think of at least 5 other people that could be better than Jeff Jarrett in that tournament. But
let's see, Lance Archer, you got Rouge, you got and you got who else? I mean, there's a bunch. Brian Cage, you have Luchasaurus, you have Christian Cage, you have. I'd prefer Nick Wayne. I'm not really a big fan of Nick Wayne, but I'd prefer that over. I wonder who
Nick Wayne actually be a perfect fit for that tournament.
Like the wild card has to be MJF.
I would think.
If not, that whole tournament's kind of like whoever wins this is in Wembley. I mean, no disrespect to Pac or Claudio, but the main event of Wembley, man, I like Pac, but I know he's from the UK, but just put him in the main event just because it's his hometown is kind of just doing it to do it. I think this is probably one of the worst Owen Hart tournament brackets. I remember that one year we got Samoa Joe, Adam Cole, Ray Phoenix. Jeff Hardy, we had Darby, we had Kyle O'Reilly. Even last year was pretty good. We had Ricky Starks, Punk, Joe, Roderick Strong.
Yeah, this year's not the greatest. Not the greatest.
I mean, the best two, I think, is probably – I think Ray Phoenix is in that. I think they showed him.
Yeah, he's in it.
The best ones is Pac and Claudio and Ray Phoenix. But they got some guy from Japan in it. That Shingo Takada, maybe is his name.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about him.
We still
Brian Danielson's in there. I forgot about Brian Danielson. It's pretty decent. I mean, if anyone's going to win this, it's probably Brian Danielson. I forgot about Danielson.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, main eventing of Wembley, I could kind of see Danielson winning it because Danielson is probably the biggest name in the tournament. I wouldn't be mad if Danielson won the AEW World Title, honestly.
I think it would be well deserved.
Well, no disrespect to Brian Danielson and all that, though, but in case anyone has forgotten, though, and as you said, Connor, Jeff Jarrett, really? Well, in my view, in alternative view, Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart were good friends, though, in Owen Hart's last few months before he tragically passed. They were tag team champions.
Well, that's true. Didn't think about that.
And plus, if Jeff Jarrett does win the tournament, probably never going to happen, as you said, Connor.
No, I doubt it.
It would probably be Jeff Jarrett versus either Swerve or Will Ospreay. It probably never happen. I know. I get it, Connor. I know.
But you're right though, because him and Owen were pretty close. So I didn't think about that. You're right.
And in case anyone doesn't remember, May 31st, I remember it was the Godfather versus Jeff Jarrett. Godfather was scheduled to wrestle, the Blue Blazer, Owen Hart, the week.
Yeah.
But then Jeff Jarrett. And then when Jeff Jarrett won the title from the Godfather, I remember he shouted Owen's name to honor him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of like that. But as you said, Connor, probably not going to happen.
But now I see a reason why he would be there, though.
So how many people in AEW has worked with Owen Hart? Mark Henry's not there anymore, but he can't wrestle anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Big Show, he's still in AEW. Did he ever work with Owen Hart?
I think they. I'm trying to think because he may have.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Jacobs, but Paul White, the Big Show, came in around State Valentine's Day Massacre. He was there for
Mhm.
about 3 or 4 months before until Owen Hart passed, But I don't think they haven't met. They might have met backstage, but that's all I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have more of a history of that because you remember that stuff.
All I do know is though the Big Show, Paul White, came in 4 months or 3 months before Owen Hart passed.
So yeah, they probably might have. I don't know if they had a match. They probably had a match or two, but
Maybe
I'm you know
I'm
maybe at
guessing
a
if you
house
want,
show, as they call it.
I'm guessing if you want to put someone who worked with Owen Hart, Jeff Jarrett's probably the only one.
I don't know. And we still have no idea who's Jeff Jarrett going to face though in this wild card.
Which the
I think Edge was around when Owen was there.
Yep, and they did wrestle each other at the breakdown
Yeah.
in your house in '98.
what about Christian Cage? Did he ever work with Owen Hart?
I'm pretty sure because they're all around the same time.
I mean,
And,
I,
they,
I
and
like,
they're
I mean, I
Go
like
ahead.
Jeff Jarrett. I mean, I like him from TNA, WCW. But his match is the wild card match, and Danielson's going against the guy from New Japan.
mhm.
We get Claudio and Pac and Ray Phoenix against someone. So if I had to guess, Brian Danielson's winning this whole tournament.
That'd be nice.
Well, and let's not also forget this is Brian Danielson's final year in wrestling before he's retired for good due to support of his daughter.
Yeah.
I would actually say the women's Owen Hart tournament looks a lot better than the men's. We got Willow, Statlander, we got Sheeta, Serena Deeb, like just those. Deanna Perrazzo's in there. Like just those names seem a lot better than the men's. But I would be okay if Danielson won the whole tournament because remember, whoever wins, I don't know about the women's, but at least the men's, whoever wins the men's Owen Hart tournament goes for the world title at All In. So out of all these names, and the world title will probably be the main event, Brian Danielson going for the world title seems the biggest match. Like that's the biggest match you could have.
Yeah.
I don't really want to see Ospreay, and I mean they could run it back again, Ospreay and Danielson, but I'd prefer Danielson and Swerve Strickland because I don't think that match has ever happened in AEW.
Yeah.
And they're both good in the ring and very good storytellers. So Danielson and Swerve would be a good match at All In, I think. And a good story, Danielson and Swerve.
You know what I just thought about? We were just talking about people that knew Owen Hart personally and that worked with him. It just dawned on me. Chris Jericho. Because Owen's dad trained him.
Yeah, and I remember watching the Owen Hart of Gold on DVD. I remember Chris Jericho put a picture that says him and Owen Hart future World Tag Team Champion.
Yeah.
It seems like there are a lot of options. If you wanted someone who worked with Owen Hart, there was quite a few options. But they went with Jeff Jarrett. For whatever reason they did.
Or what might happen if they put Chris Jericho as the wild card?
That'd be interesting. Jeff Jarrett and Chris Jericho.
Have
they fought each other before?
If they did, it had to be in the WWE, like 2000 maybe.
Actually,
I'm sure they have.
Actually,
W. Because the time that Jeff Jarrett was in WCW, Jericho was in WWE. So,
well, technically,
I think whenever Jeff Jarrett was doing his "Don't Piss Me Off" stuff in the Attitude Era, I think Jericho was there around the same time, but Jeff Jarrett, he didn't stick around that long though.
about 2 months after Jericho's debut.
because he went to WCW.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, I know Jeff Jarrett went to WCW. He what was that short guy's name? He wore the Superman outfit.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Yeah.
And him, they did a few backstage stuff, so it was pretty funny.
The Beat
where
Man.
he goes, "Hey there, slap nuts."
All right, Chris Statlander picks up the win.
I
So
think they heal Chris Statlander though.
Chris
And I
Statlander will
hope
face Willow or Deeb. She's going against Willow in the next round, probably. Yeah, we're definitely going to get Willow and Statlander. I mean, it'd kind of be stupid not to do that match because, I mean, she turned on Willow, so eventually you got to have a match.
Yep.
Oh.
And Willow's got to win this rivalry. She's got to win this.
Something's going to happen between Willow and Sarita Deeb, and then Chris Statlander's going to interfere and all that, and Chris Statlander's probably going to enter the finals automatically.
You're probably not off.
I'm not. But all I do know is though Chris Statlander do not want to face Willow Nightingale right now. I think. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Chris. Go.
I think this is probably going to happen on a pay-per-view match. That's what I think.
That's how it should be. It should be because the rivalry, the way they're building it needs to be a pay-per-view match.
I'll be right back.
I remember Chris Jericho said there was a contest though going on TikTok. Here comes Daniel Garcia.
Whoa. Johnny, I think the Don Callis and Alexa Palace number Tuesday match. Pretty much. We're going to have the DCF. They might as well put it all in black and white colors NWO style.
More like red and not red and blue. Well,
They can have another faction, the Wolf Callis family. You got the Latino Callis family. You got the BWO Callis family. You got the you could have all these other factions.
I'm not a big fan, as I mentioned. I don't like the former Jackal, the former the virus of Extreme Wrestling, and the former vice president of an Impact Wrestling. Well, now TNA Wrestling. Let's not forget, next week we'll be in Daniel Garcia's hometown. Wonder who's he going to be facing next week.
All right, I'm back. Oh, that was fast.
What could be next? I hope MJF's going to come out, or is he?
Is it MJF? Okay. It's kind of weird that Joe Hendry's more over than MJF right now.
Isn't that something though?
All right, Brian Cage. Why are you guys just gonna stand there?
Just looked at him.
Just gonna watch him be get. Pushing all four of these little guys.
Oh, double.
Oh, suplex for Brian Cage. You expect this little dude to beat MJF? How in the hell is that going to happen?
Uh-oh.
All right, Will Ospreay. Okay. What does he have to do with this feud?
Absolutely nothing.
I mean, the last we saw of him was a swerve. I didn't think
coming out to save MJF for some reason.
Okay.
I'm with you, Connor. I don't get it.
I mean, I could have swore I seen Ospreay and.
Whoa!
Well, this is a pretty big match right here.
Ah, I see.
Why didn't they just say so?
What are they saying?
It's a poster right there.
They're either saying CM Punk or holy you know what.
They're probably saying holy shit.
I'll give you that.
But that's a poster right there, though. That'd be a pretty cool poster.
You just went through the crowd.
He's a man of the people now. Apparently. I don't get why he's going through the crowd either.
Let's see what's going to happen next week on maybe it might be Will Ospreay against Daniel Garcia for the International Champion.
You're right, because there's a few different angles going on right here at the same time.
Who knows? It might be, as I said, Daniel Garcia, Will Ospreay, maybe next week at Daniel Garcia's hometown.
There you go.
Well, yeah. Usually I'm, you know. what could be next?
Should be the main event of the night.
So let's see what we do now. Well, we got 10 more minutes until the match is over, or until the program's over, unless they're going into overtime.
I'm not sure if they're going to go to overtime. So who do we have as the main event tonight? So it's Claudio and Pat, right?
Yeah, it'd have to be that.
So I just ordered me some DoorDash, so it should be here right after the show. I got really hungry.
Yeah, I wish I could get some Uber Eats too, but technically, as I had mentioned, I'm way out in the county. Now I'm hungry too, and I'm not even, and it's almost bedtime for me.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as this podcast is over with first.
There's so many commercials towards the main, they just want to all pile them in there.
I saw Daniel Ross saying it helps.
I don't get it. Oh, whoa, wait, yeah, that's very Brian Cage.
Challenge made for collision this
Well,
I was wrong.
So they're building towards Swerved and Ospreay for Forbidden Door, but
Yeah.
makes the save for JL. I don't get it.
I either, man. I was trying to make some kind of sense of it.
Are they already telling us that Ospreay's not winning at Forbidden Door? I mean, I prefer not to know who's going to win before the match even happens. I mean, MJF and Ospreay would be a huge match, but like, are they already trying to tell us that Ospreay's going to lose?
Look at Tony Schiavone. It's like he can't stand it, or can't stand the EVPs or whatever. And the EVPs are not even out there tonight. They're out there right now. Oh, there's a Claudio sign.
Didn't the EVPs attack him?
So they're forgetting stuff. That's pretty cool. Pac's entrance right there. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a mirror. Or a seat.
That is pretty cool.
That's the best entrance of the entire show right there.
I'll say it anyway. He is the bastard Pac.
Well done, Chris.
He was known as Adrian Neville. He was known as Neville, and now he's Pac.
King of the cruiserweights.
And a former Mid-Atlantic or international, I think it's Mid-Atlantic champion at the time.
I believe so.
This match is probably going to be quick.
Right out of the gate.
If one of these guys win, Bryan Danielson is going to be in the semifinals if he beats that Japanese dude.
Look at the size difference, though. Claudio just kind of towers over him a little bit.
He's man, Tony Schiavone is not in not in a good mood. I don't know if he's been saying he's been saying a little bit until something happens. Whoa! At least I know that.
Nice missile drop kick. That was the second one of the match.
Not that. MJF is coming to South Haven. I don't know if
Oh.
it looks like MJF is going to make his trip to Memphis or South Haven. I wonder.
Oh. Pac got some air on that one.
Connor, you heard that right?
What?
MJF's in Memphis on July 6th.
Oh yeah, yeah. Should be interesting.
Or MJF's in South Haven, or whichever one. Well, South Haven and Memphis are together, close to each other. This would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, y'all a lot closer than I am to that.
Yeah. Speaking of AEW Collision, though, here's a quick question, Connor. And even though we're only 2 weeks away until AEW Collision comes to our neck of the woods, are we going to do Collision reactions leading all up to South Haven, or no?
We might. I mean, we haven't done Collision in a while. Live reaction. I don't know. We might. I know we can't do it, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'm just saying because they're going to be in South Haven though, and I thought we could do some reactions before South Haven or leading up to South Haven.
Like us doing a reaction. What do you mean?
I mean is we do like we always do live reactions on here, leading all up to we go to Saturday Collision on our neck of the woods again.
Yeah, I mean,
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
like Dynamite leading up. Yeah. I've been. Yeah, we'll see with Collision. I mean, personally, for me, the show just isn't that good anymore. But I don't know. We'll see. We can do more collisions leading up to South Haven,
or at least just for the 2 weeks. But that's it.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I might have some stuff coming up, but we can try to do some collision stuff leading up to South Haven.
Yeah. At least I'll be ready because all I know is I'm wearing an MJF shirt with his scarf, signature gray scarf.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll show you guys what I'm going to be wearing by the time before we get ready for South Haven or AEW in South Haven, or as they said AEW in Memphis.
Yeah.
You know what else though? This is probably MJF's first time in Memphis, Tennessee, or South Haven, Mississippi.
Well, he was there the first time they came in 2019.
Yeah,
I was thinking he's been there.
yeah, he's been. Yeah, he was in the segment with Diamond Dallas Page. Remember that too? Until mom had to tell us we need to go. We still have no idea. Well, and now we're in the overtime. I wonder if MJF's going to be in his hometown when they come to Forbidden Door.
That's a good question.
We don't know. Well, wait a minute. I remember he's supposed to challenge. He was supposed to face against a masked guy from the Gates of Agony. What was his name? Well, never mind.
I forget his name, honestly.
He kind of looks like a younger version of Mil Mascaras. So without those straps.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
The only time I remember seeing Mil Mascaras in the ring was, if I remember, he was in the Royal Rumble '97.
Was he the one that eliminated himself?
Yep, and he didn't even know the rules of the match.
Yeah, I remember that. he got on the top rope and then jumped out the ring. I was like, you dumbass, what are you doing?
And as they call him, the man of 1,000 masks.
Yeah, I remember that. I started laughing. I remember when that happened. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Well, that was back in '97. I was there, but not officially attended there.
Yeah, I remember watching that live. That was probably one of the funniest moments in Royal Rumble history is when he
and the first time
got himself out.
First time in San Antonio, Texas, which is Shawn Michaels' home turf.
That is true. HBK country.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice kick from Pac.
Let's see if the bastard can finish the match. And shooting star didn't work. No! Man, that bastard.
That's impressive landing on your feet like that.
Man, Tony Schiavone still got his head down like he's fixing to have a heart attack or something. You really can't.
He's watching the match.
Well, that, and he's also can't stand with the Young Bucks. Keep telling him, don't blurt out anything about us. Don't blurt out anything out.
Right, they're out there in his ear right now.
If you do, you're fired. Your ass is fired.
Over the big swing. The only person in history to ever tap out to that was Chris Jericho.
First man to tap out in history was Chris Jericho. You talking about Claudio?
Yeah, from the big swing.
So much explosiveness
in every
single thing that he does. Claudio thinking recall a bomb? No. Instead, Pac up on the shoulders and nice counter. Look at this, trying to position himself into the brutalizer.
Oh. He actually beat Kenny Omega with this. With the submission hold.
Big man down. Yeah, Claudio sinks down to a knee. That tight grip right on the ear of the jaw. Cascioli, that S grip across the jaw is the key. But look at Claudio fight up.
That's a nice lock on him. He has it in there too.
Counter
Here we go. Whoa.
Claudio's
Oh,
powering
another
out.
swing. Nope. Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter. Shades of Owen Hart and the Hart family.
A very good
That is a nice
transition.
sharpshooter.
He got it
You're
from
gonna
Tyson Kidd. Well,
You gotta make a tribute to Owen Hart. That's the best way to do it.
I agree.
That's a hell of a sharpshooter. Dude. That's a good sharpshooter. It's in there snug. Oh, he sits back.
not good enough. Oh no! Wait a minute! Oh, whoa!
There he
I
goes.
going for a pin.
Oh, and he's going for. Oh,
Look at Pac's mouth. It's like he can't see.
damn. Throws him right in the crossface. That was a nice transition. That was good.
Wait a minute, dude. No.
From the sharpshooter to the crossface. That was pretty nice. They're definitely showing love to Owen Hart tonight. The Hart family in general. Oh. Oh. I just noticed Bryce is the referee. Shout out to Bryce.
Whoa! Who won?
Oh, Pac wins.
Oh,
Who won the match?
that was great.
Pac wins. He pulled a fast one there.
Pac got that. I like the end. I like the end of that one. That was good.
The bastard
Finish
Pac
was
won.
awesome. There was tit for tat there, man. That was awesome.
It looks like the bastard wins. He's gonna be facing Bryan Danielson or that Japanese guy.
Speaking of, you see the look on Danielson's face when Pac got the win. He was like, "What?"
Yeah, because Claudio's his partner in the BCC. So Pac advances. He'll face Bryan Danielson, or he's going to get Bryan Danielson pretty much. Danielson's not going to lose to whoever the guy is, Japanese guy, Shingo, or whatever his name is.
I think it's Shingo.
Yeah, he's not going to lose to that. So Pac and Danielson's happening in the semifinals. That doesn't happen in AEW, I don't think. So.
I don't think so.
It's a nice main event. I love Danielson's reaction. That was good.
Another eliminator match. How many eliminator matches we gotta have?
Good question, Connor.
And this is not. I don't like the eliminator stuff.
It seems like Tony's like really into the eliminators matches.
One person, actually two people, a tag team won finally. But I don't see him doing that
Guerrero,
all the
I recognize
time.
the name from somewhere.
Yeah, I thought Dynamite was pretty decent, I guess.
Yeah.
If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 6.9 out of 10. What about you guys?
I think for me, I mean, like you said, it was a decent show. You know, there was a few things that were kind of confusing, like as far as like the eliminators match. Just, I mean, I was a little bit confused on who was the legal man during a lot of the time, but it was fun nonetheless. You know, but yeah, I guess for me, I'm just gonna give it a solid 7.
Same here, because the EVPs are now down and out though, thanks to the Acclaim. Unless the EVPs have something to say, like a good excuse or whatever. I know they got a good excuse going on and all that. And also the last match of the night, can't believe the bastard won. And the bastard pack won, and you know, and this is and plus MJF's return match for the first time in 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Jacobs or somewhere. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to go to. I'm gonna give it a 7. Sorry, Connor.
A what?
A 7.
We don't have to match all the time. So
Whatever you
yeah,
feel.
6.9, 6.8.
Well, or how about this? Somewhere in between. 6.95 out of 10. Is that good enough?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, I don't expect my rating to be the same as everyone's.
Yeah, it's your opinion, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent show. Some of that stuff doesn't make it just doesn't make sense. Like what happened to the AEW from 2019 2022? Like where'd they go? Like did all those people just pack up and leave?
I don't know. That's the $1 million question.
I mean, there was some good spots. The opening match was good. The Ospreay and Swerve segment was good. The main event was good.
Yeah.
The All-Star match was a fun match. A little bit all over the place, but it was fun. What else? Yeah, the women's match was okay. Danny Garcia match was a squash. But
Yeah.
this is the most like when I say confusing, this is the most confusing part of the episode. So we're building towards Swerve and Ospreay for Forbidden Door. Ospreay makes the save for MJF. It's like they're already telling us that Swerve's going to lose at Forbidden Door, and the main event. But see, I don't know how that's going to happen. How can the main event be MJF and Ospreay at All In if MJF's not in the Owen Hart tournament? Because whoever wins the Owen Hart tournament goes against Ospreay. I mean, goes against the world champion. But
Chris is right. It could be the wild card.
Yeah, MJF could be the wild card. But MJF and Ospreay really doesn't need the world title. I mean, they can have Ospreay and MJF be for the international championship if they want.
Yeah.
He doesn't really need. I mean, I really think Danielson and Swerve being the world title match and MJF versus Ospreay would be two really good big matches for All In. Yeah, MJF could be. I don't know. I don't. It's like they're already telling us that Swerve's going to lose. It feels like that's what they're going to do. Like Swerve, like his run's going to. He was just a transitional champion to get the belt on Ospreay. Like the only reason they had him win was to get it on him, not that they had any big plans for him as champion. And just by this segment, it kind of proves that Swerve feels like a secondary wrestler on the show as a world champion.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's a bit foreshadowing.
Yep.
See, just stuff like this doesn't make sense to me, at least. Like,
Yeah.
I like to know who's going to win before even the match even starts. Like them doing that kind of gives you the winner right there.
In a way, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, I like Ospreay, but I mean, why even put the belt on Swerve if he wasn't going to get an actual good run?
I'm thinking Tony wants to shut some fans up. You know, he wants to, shut a certain subgroup of the fans. He wants to shut them up, keep them happy.
So really just doing it to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that.
That's just bad booking. Like if I was a booker, I would never do something to just do it. If I'm going to do it, there's a purpose why I'm doing it, and I'm going to have a plan to do it. And Swerve,
20 books for the sickos.
And that's the reason AEW is in the place it's in, because he books for a small audience that they just want to see certain things, no matter if it's good or bad. Oh boy, I could go on a full rant, but I don't really feel like doing that.
Same here, man. Same here.
But you can, if anyone watching, you can get where we're going with it. I like Swerve. I really didn't want him as world champion at first, but you got him as champion, so you got to do something with it. I mean,
Yeah.
personally, I would have had Samoa Joe beat Swerve at Dynasty, but there's nothing else you can do about that. So for me, Swerve's a champion. Where do you go from here? You got to book Swerve as a good world champion.
And as Hangman Page calls it, he is the first black champion in AEW.
Yeah, and that should mean something. Like the very first African American champion, like that should mean something. Like not just we just did it to do it. Like we did it just so we can say we have an African American world. That's not how you do things.
To fit into the, to make sure that they
Stay diverse.
That's not the way. See, if I'm crowning Swerve as world champion, I'm making him the star of the show. Like he's the world champion. He's the star of the show. He's the number one priority. Like his feud's above anyone else's. He's the main guy. Like I feel like the world champion should always be the main guy of the company.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think Tony knows what he's doing sometimes.
Same here. I mean, you gotta understand that he's a fan that happens to have a lot of money, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, I want a wrestling company." He's like, "Okay, cool, we'll get your wrestling company."
Yeah, they'll never get it. He'll never get it.
True.
B for boring. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a bad show. I mean, it wasn't the worst, wasn't the best. But the stuff that they did do good was really good.
Yeah. And we have to preface this by saying that we love AEW. We care about it. We just wanted to see it do better. That's it.
And apparently sometimes Tony doesn't like people to criticize. He can't take constructive criticism sometimes. And I don't know. I mean, of course, if you're going to run a wrestling company, you got to be a fan. Like, you can't run a wrestling company and not know a thing about wrestling. But you also got to. There's a fine line.
Have experience.
There's a line from being a fan and a promoter. You got to have a good in between of being a good promoter and a fan of wrestling. And Swerve being world champion is just that. Like, he just did it to do it. No plan. Just to have a few good matches, lose it to Swerve, and then we can get a banger match at All In for just the sake of doing it. Which and this is nothing on Swerve, he's just doing a job. Like, this is all on the person who runs the show.
Right.
So no, Swerve's not doing it's not his fault. His run, is it? Like
he's doing his best,
Like a lot of times fans like to criticize their wrestlers, but they're not the boss. I thought Tony was the boss sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't know if he is the boss. That's just some of the things he says, but with booking, like not every wrestler can choose what they want to do. They don't get to do. They can't they can make a pitch of an idea. It doesn't mean it's gonna go anywhere. That's pretty much it for our Dynamite reaction. We'll be back for Talking League tomorrow. I do know the topic will be about international wrestling. So we'll be talking about wrestling from all over the globe, soon, international. Then we'll be back for the Wide World of Wrestling podcast on Friday for SmackDown. We've been a lot active on there, or at least I've been active more on there. We do Talk League AZ Canada. We do a lot of things that I always can't be a part of. I always wanted to make AZ Canada a show that is about Canada wrestling fans. I'm not from Canada, so I just don't see the purpose of me being on there, unless I need to be on there, But yeah, we'll be back on the Wide World of Wrestling podcast on Friday for SmackDown. Definitely go check out that channel. We've been doing a lot of things pretty much frequently. SmackDowns, We recently did a Battleground NXT reaction. And I've got plans to do more content on there. So definitely go check that out. Definitely subscribe down below. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers before the year's over with. Realistically, it'd probably be about 800, but I'm gonna go double or nothing. You know, sometimes you gotta take a chance, and I'm going for 1,000. Before the year's over with, I want to be at 1,000.
All in.
Last year, our goal was 500, and we're at 600 already. So we only need like 400 something more. Definitely go check out all the links in the description below: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Instagram. We're just about anywhere you get your podcasts, anywhere that you're on social media, we're on. So go check us out on all those platforms. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Talking Elite.
Peace.
Bye.